Action
Putting on
Jackson.
some serious moves.
Action Jackson. It's time to go. Good morning, friends.
Good
I should
morning.
pull it up on my phone so I can see
Make sure I
who's
get
here.
Patrick in there. Got the 89 one just a little bit in there. Got Patrick. And our thanks to all those that make all of this happen because of their giving.
What, make Patrick happen?
Well, that is also possible because of the people that make contributions to the Chiefs. Usually that ticket.
I have been
lately on Peacock too.
Researching podcasts to help make our Friday Live better. And there's
Yes.
been a lot of things I've learned about podcasts. So when you're researching something, you go look at the best, at what's trending at number one. Good morning, Debbie. And so I watched a little bit of Kylie Kelsey's podcast.
Yes.
The wife of Jason Kelsey's.
Which is not necessarily recommended.
I'm not
for every
recommending
household.
it. No, not at all. And I did watch a little bit of the brothers.
Yeah.
And I only say that because it was interesting to hear Travis refer to Sir Patrick as Pat or Patty. Good morning, Dolores. Yeah, it was interesting. He goes, yeah, that's like watching Pat run through there. And we're like, oh, he means
Patrick. I had lifted up a prayer request a couple of years ago when he'd hurt his ankle real bad. Remember when he had that high ankle sprain going into the playoffs? Whatever.
He still has it.
Oh, I think he wrestles with it now, and probably will the rest of his career. But in any case,
yeah,
I lifted up a prayer request. My friend Patrick hurt his ankle at work yesterday.
The best was the year I announced that Patrick had a torn bicep.
Oh, what?
That caused some, because the water drippage.
Yeah.
Tore his arm.
It did threaten his throwing arm. And I hadn't been in the studio a week.
Not very long. Not very long at all.
But he protected the ministry. He protected the battery supply.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, as a hero.
He has some
true hero.
Some use. Good morning, Dolores. We asked you guys for questions. If you had any questions you wanted to ask Dave and I,
any question within reason,
you could ask anything. We do reserve the right to refuse to answer questions.
Well, I mean,
good morning, Fields of Grace.
Plead
good morning,
the fifth.
Denise.
All the things.
Yeah.
Plead the fifth.
And I've got a couple of questions that I mined from this project.
I'll start off with a question with you.
No.
I've got a question for you.
No.
You have a couple questions already asked in here already? Here we go. That's Tribute Quartet, their brand new song. Come on, let's go to that land on KWFC, your home for the best in Southern gospel music, little faith country mixed in there, and company with Dave and Paula. And we're Friday live. We got a bunch of friends jumping in from all over the world. I mean,
you might check out our Friday Live page on Facebook, because we've got some of our artists that have joined us on our Friday Live. Mr. Kenny Evans is in there with us.
Oh, Kenny, good morning to you.
Yes. So join us on Friday Live. You can ask Kenny I won't put him on the spot. But if you have a question,
he has the same caveat. You can ask him.
Right. You can refuse the right to answer.
You may not get an answer.
But that's what we put out yesterday, a call. If you have any questions for Dave and I, it's the new year. We're going to be transparent. We want you to know us and know our hearts. We feel like you already do.
Yeah.
Because you spend every morning with us.
Yeah.
So,
exactly.
But if you have any questions, you can text him 800-658-0353. You can ask him on our Friday Live.
Yeah.
Dave, you're waving your hand.
I've got a question.
Okay.
I want to ask.
I refuse the right to answer it.
You have the right.
I have the right to refuse to answer it. Go ahead, ask away.
I just want to know, because I'm not just your friend, I'm a client.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you charge guys that don't have much hair the same price as you charge guys with a lot of hair?
Because
I just want to know.
You use the same amount of my skills. Probably even more of my skills, because you have less hair.
You're trying to put something where there ain't nothing.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
Someday I'll tell you about how I messed up your hair and you didn't even notice.
Ask a question. You don't necessarily want to have the answer. Here's Triumphant Quartet on the Sound of Home. Join us on Friday Live.
Kenny, I didn't mean to put you on the spot, but we're glad you're here with us. Happy New Year. Mama's watching. Mama
Is
Patty.
she in? Oh, nice.
I'm just so
Nice.
thankful that my mom doesn't get up early enough to be a part of this.
Well, I might just have to make a phone call.
Well, good luck,
We
because
can-
she
we'll
doesn't
learn
have
all
her
the
hearing
things.
aids in.
Oh.
She's not going to hear the phone ringing.
I think it's funny. You get to see these people before they appear.
Yeah, your wife is watching too.
Also, we got to double behave.
Mhm.
So we got a
Mhm.
good room full going here this morning, and a fun subject to kind of kick the morning off this brand new year. Every time you turn a calendar year, you look back a little bit at things that were, and then forward to the things that are, and the things that are old, that turn like 40.
Yeah.
Did you know?
Wait. Are you going there?
We can.
Okay. I didn't know if you were
No.
ready for that
Is
yet.
there another question that you had,
Uh-uh.
a burning question to
Uh-uh.
answer? I guess you give me an outright honest answer. You didn't refrain from.
I did.
But I do want to know more about how you're messing up my hair. I guess am I a guinea
It
pig
looks
in the
good
chair?
though, doesn't it? You went home and Debbie said, "I think that's the best haircut she's ever given you."
I didn't know your bald spot's growing.
I used to have a client say, most people that do hair are good. You get about 1 out of every 4 haircuts is a good haircut. But the girl that does mine, she's about 2 out of every 4 haircuts.
That's good.
And I said, "Brady, I'm the one that does your hair."
Yeah.
He goes, "Yeah."
Yeah, you're above average.
Anyway.
Yeah. My grandpa used to say the difference between a good haircut and a bad haircut.
2 weeks.
A few days. That's what he said.
Yeah, just 2 weeks.
Couple weeks.
Good morning, Chris. Lots of people in the house this
Yep.
morning. I think they're curious what questions we're going to ask. Okay, I have a question.
Joe called it too. It's not just your skills with the clippers. It's your
Right.
confidence as a counselor.
Well, and you've seen the videos that come up. How much is my hair going to cost today? Well, if you want it with counseling,
There's a
it's
different charge.
this price.
when you
And
have
then
the-
if you want just the hairstyle, it's this price. Well, I think I want the lower price, but I don't know, because my boyfriend and I, and then the stylist
Yep.
puts a piece of paper over her mouth to shut her up. The therapy is very much a part of the hair service.
It's true. It's true.
Um,
Wichita First in Flight checking in. Good to see Gail. Our buddy Greg
yes.
is taking a break from duck hunting, and he's joining us.
Stephanie's in the house. Marino, not Jenkins.
Okay.
Jenkins will probably be
Steph.
here soon.
Good to see you.
Yantina.
I told you we're all around the world.
Yeah, we're all over the world.
Should we break into the conversation?
Let's
we're
do.
We're going to speed through this next break here. We'll just go.
We're going to do it. We're going to do the next break, or we're skipping the break.
What do you think?
Let's do it. Let's introduce the things turning
topic.
40.
Okay. This can make you, I'm just going to tell you, it's going to make you feel a bit older. Just a little bit older. It did me. And then I remembered, oh, that's the year I got married. Like, I am married to an old woman.
Well, she's married to an old man.
Older yet. Probably I'll put a stop sign there.
Not wiser. Debbie, did you think you were marrying an older, wiser man?
No, she knew better.
That's triumphant with God is listening this morning on KWFC. Dave and Paula with you. We're doing our Friday live. So if you want to join us and get the behind the scenes of what's going on, you can go on to Facebook or YouTube and join us there.
That'd be a great New Year's resolution to never miss a Friday live.
Oh, yeah.
Because you're going to miss something. That's cool to know.
But Dave, would we have to make that resolution too? We might miss.
Well, I mean, there's certain weeks like fundraising weeks and then holidays and stuff like that. So
okay.
47, 48 weeks.
Put your brain and think back to the year. Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
1985.
Beautiful, wonderful year.
And then wrap your brain around that 1985 was 40 years ago. 40 years ago.
No.
So let's talk about some movies that are turning 40 this year. One of my favorites from my youth.
Yeah.
Back to the Future. The DeLorean.
The original one?
The original one.
Wow.
Turns 40. Now, Rocky 4. Rocky 4.
Not Rocky the original.
Not Rocky 1. Rocky 4 turns 40 this year. Do you remember the movie Cocoon?
No.
Yeah, it turns 40 this year.
That's just a few. She's got more. She's got more, but we want you in on that conversation.
Yeah. Yeah.
Join us Friday Live, Facebook, YouTube, 40 years. Yeah. So just in case you thought, oh, I love
there's
that movie
more
Back
to the
the
list.
Future.
So come and join us on our Friday Live.
And maybe you know some special things too to add. Friday Live, YouTube or Facebook, come find us.
I can't.
But Rocky.
That sounded weird.
What's that?
When we were live on air there, it was like it was a rich, nice sound.
Stephanie says she was 11.
Debbie had her son in February.
Hey.
1985.
Did you see who else has joined the room here?
Nancy Brooks is in the room.
Nancy Brooks, go a few up there. Look who's coming to Springfield here in April.
Oh, Susan. Yeah. Hey, we've been talking about you a lot.
Yep.
A lot.
She was not around 40 years ago, so she has no idea.
She was not around.
None of this.
Susan, Dave needs to get with you because we want you to join us for a few Friday Lives.
That's true.
Before you guys come to town.
Since we know she knows how to get here.
Right.
Now she can join and having some fun here come up March. Susan will be in Springfield on Friday, April 11th. Yo!
She's bringing a few friends with her.
Yeah.
And maybe family members.
She doesn't have to. Everybody knows business is really
Wow, Dave. Oh, yes. Susan, every day, this is my life. No, just 5 days a week. 4 if I can.
It seems like 7.
Negotiate. Good morning, Peggy. What else were we going to talk? Oh, we're talking about things that turn 40.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say, I got married in June.
You're celebrating your 40th
1985
wedding anniversary in June.
I told you.
What are you doing special? Debbie, close your ears. What are you doing special for your bride for your anniversary this year?
Probably the dishes.
I think 40th is a good year to go to Hawaii. I mean, it's a big trip year.
We've already been that. We've checked that box.
It's a big trip year, Dave.
All right. I might take her to Des Moines.
No, it's a big trip year. 40 is a big deal. And Debbie Taylor has put up with a lot from you.
She hasn't said as much.
Dave.
What?
Debbie, I'm working on it. So never fear. Never fear.
All these people are time stamping. Everybody's time stamping.
I know.
How old they were, where they were 40 years ago.
In 1985. Oh, did I tell how old I was?
John Tina got married in 1985.
Oh.
How about that? Congratulations. What was your anniversary day? Tina, when did you guys tie the knot? Ours is June 21st, a day that will live in infamy.
June 21st.
It was a rainy day in Kansas City.
1985. I was 15 years old. I'm sure I was driving my mother crazy because I didn't quite have my driver's license. I grew up in a small town. Everybody drives everywhere in a small town. So
look at the memories coming back here. I mean, Chris talks about new baby boy being assigned to Stuttgart, Germany.
Wow. Chris, how long did you serve?
1985, by the way, the year the Royals won their first World Series.
Do you want to know what else movie? Here's one do you remember the movie Mask?
Jim Carrey's Mask was 1985?
No. Was it Jim Carrey's? Yeah, that was 1985.
What? No, it is not.
Okay, here's one.
Cocoon. So Cocoon, Rocky.
Rocky
was the 4. But no, was it Rocky 4 or Rocky?
Rocky 4, Back to the Future. Rambo 2.
That's what.
Is that the one I decided was a Christmas movie?
No, that's the original Rambo First Blood.
The original Rambo First Blood.
Yep. But Rocky 2 was done in 1980. What? These people are old.
What about the Goonies?
Now, that's a cult favorite.
The movie, The Goonies?
That's a cult classic for some. They just love the Goonies. That was 1985.
1985.
Hey, Greg wants to set us up on a houseboat down in the swamp.
No, Greg.
I could take Deb on a gator hunt for our 40th anniversary. Greg?
No,
golden.
Greg.
That's like peanut butter on jelly on gold. Oh, okay. Yantina come back. She says it was 1987. Okay. So am I like older than everybody in this room?
Yes, you're the oldest person in the room.
Oh, look at Merle. The cartoon The Littles and Thundercats.
Oh, wow.
Thundercats. Funny. So Yantina was married in November 1987. Congratulations, by the way. That's a good
I was married in December of 1991.
Okay, so it's just 6 years after Deb and me. Yeah. You got your tattoo to remind you. She got ink to remind her.
Yeah.
I just have to do it the old-fashioned way and just remember.
Just remember.
And if I would quit losing a little bit of weight, I'd have my band on too, but it keeps wanting to fall off. So Deb's got it. Just hold it.
I love it, Chris. He served for 20 years because at year 19, his wife said, "Put in your papers. We're not moving anymore. The kids are going to finish high school and put." Thank you for your service, Chris. 20 years.
That's great.
That's a big deal.
That is great.
A big commitment.
All right. So what other movie?
Are you ready for another one?
Yep.
We talked about the Goonies.
Yep.
Fletch. I loved the movie
Chevy
Fletch.
Chase. Wasn't he like, didn't he play all kinds of different characters? He was like undercover or something. And he pretended to be a
Here's
doctor.
one that was my heart movie, The Breakfast Club.
Now, see, that makes me really feel old.
Because you were too old to appreciate The Breakfast Club, weren't you?
Well, when it came out, I was already out of high school. I was already done. And I looked at them like a bunch of punks and just kind of, it wasn't my jam.
And then they recultivated my love for The Breakfast Club in the movie Pitch Perfect.
Well, see, when that came out, you were a teenager.
I was 15.
Now, time out. Pitch Perfect is kind of a
offshoot. Oh, come on. You remember the storyline about he tried to get her to watch his favorite movie?
Oh, yeah.
The Breakfast Club.
Okay, yeah. What's the song at the end? Don't you forget about...
Yeah, where he does that at the end of the movie.
Is that...
Yeah. I love it. I love it. Here's one I watched over and over.
You're going to have to hold on to that one. Or maybe share the memory right in here. Let's take it out.
It's the Kingsman, What I Found at the Altar. Dave and Paula with you on our Friday Live, talking about movies that are 40 years old. Kind of walking down memory lane here with our friends. 1985 was 40 years ago. We've been talking about some movies and things that turned 40.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Merle just reminded us that Whitney Houston's first album came out in 1985. Can you believe that? Do you remember?
Oh, wow.
We talked about the movie The Breakfast Club. 40 years old this year. The Goonies. The Goonies turns 40 years old this year.
Is anybody else not believing any of this?
No, Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
Now that's funny.
Yeah, that was a crazy movie. And Brewster's Millions. Do you remember who was in that? Richard Pryor and John Candy.
I can't vouch for all of that movie, but the premise is pretty. It makes you think,
right?
Because he had to inherit the vast fortune. He had to learn how to spend a lot of money without anything to show for it. And he found the value of money. He found out
what it really means.
Yeah, it was a good lesson.
Now, lots of things.
I say that with a caveat. I can't remember all the things of that movie, and probably not all of it with Richard Pryor was family friendly.
Oh, wow!
You know what I mean?
Wow.
Statler Brothers, Oh Elizabeth.
Kenny Evans was singing that in 1985, and he won the school talent show.
Now, see, that's one thing I could believe in this whole conversation. I could believe that.
Yes, not that he was doing it in 1985.
Yeah, he was like 11.
He was really young singing that. Come join us on our Friday Live. We're on Facebook. We're on YouTube, KWFC.
This is all crazy. This all blows my mind because I was around for all of it.
Gail Johnson was that in 1985. That was one of my favorite movies, Murphy's Romance.
I probably saw it, but I don't remember it.
Oh, if it is.
You're saying if I saw it, I'd remember?
You'd remember it.
Okay.
Because James Garner just is a, what's the word I'm looking for? He was just a steadfast, kind of dry guy, and Sally Field played her typical kind of dingbat.
Yeah, ditzy.
Trying to keep it all together person. It was a good movie. Merle got his first BMX bike about that time.
And got threatened to buy a helmet.
Oh my, that's what's wrong with you. You didn't wear a helmet, Merle.
These days you don't have a bike without one now. Not these days.
Oh, Gail, I can remember my dad recording that movie on a VHS tape, and we wore it out. It got to where it had a warble in it because we watched it so much on that old VHS tape.
How about that?
That's
Deb had
funny.
a question about my hair. She said you were talking. Did you say something about Dave's hair?
I did. I messed it up this week when I cut his hair,
She could probably tell you.
and I think I fixed it.
I notice I don't have to comb as much on the right
Do
side.
you guys know what started on Wednesday? Do you know what started on besides a new year? We started a whole new generation, the beta generation.
Was that the kickoff to the new generation? So
That's the
every
kickoff.
child born.
It's like every 14 years or something like that.
Well, there used to be longer spans, but now because of technology, we don't
Yeah.
go as far in a generation.
But beta.
Or maybe we're just
the
having
beta.
kids younger.
We just finished with the alpha generation. And now we've started the beta. So what's going to be next? What's the scene?
Isn't it?
I don't know.
I should know this.
Yeah, you're the
Delta.
preacher
Delta's
student.
the D, epsilon E.
We don't care about that. We want the C.
Chi?
Chi Beta Delta.
Okay.
Isn't that a fraternity?
Yeah. It's something in there. I was never
Kenny,
a frat
thank
boy.
you for giving us great music to play.
Yep. We sure enjoy it because Jesus isn't done yet. That's what I heard.
And Debbie, you can now because there's so few of them.
Okay, you two ladies are dismissed. I'm blocking Deb.
He has more hair than his brother.
I'm blocking Deb. Yeah. Don't tell James. Well, James probably already knows. He probably already knows. Depends on what view you're standing. If you're standing behind me, you're not really convinced I've got more hair than anybody. I do have the beanie. And I hate behind me cameras. It's like this shine on the back of my head.
You know, when you look at these movies.
Look at Nina coming in. Nina, very good to see you.
Windows
by
Nina? Microsoft.
I should say Nina.
Nina?
Nina. My bad. My bad. Nina, I'm so sorry. Just went phonetic right off the top. Windows was invented in 1985. Do you remember the first time you watched Windows in operation? I thought there was a fly buzzing the screen when our friends.
I don't remember.
Deb, remind me, who were the twins? Went to church with us, and they were the first ones I ever saw a Windows operating system on a computer. And they were just whipping around on this thing with the cursor and the mouse. And I saw the cursor. I says, there's something flying around. He says, no, that's the cursor. The what?
Oh.
That's the first thing, because everything up until Windows, it was computer language. You had to know the DOS commands.
Right.
Yeah. And then comes Windows and changes the world. It sure did.
The world was
How
forever
about
changed.
that? Thank you, Merle. He's absolutely right. Beautiful heads don't need as much hair to cover.
Why are you defending Dave today, Merle?
Merle and I were buds.
Hey, the Chiefs are going to experience their second loss of the season this weekend.
That's quite possible. Since our third string is going to be in there, I would think the Broncos, being serious about a playoff contention. But you know what?
Yeah.
There'd be nothing sweeter than for KC to go in their second team and just.
Well, I mean, the second team might actually play with grit and want to win instead of just not losing.
It is their chance to shine. And would that be cool? Would that be cool to send in your backups and beat the Brown Cows?
Dawson was the name of those twins, Tony and Ricky.
Yes, thank you. Yes.
Yeah, Stephanie, we learned Dawson school on those old Epson. Were they Epson computers? I don't remember.
No, I couldn't remember the make of the computer. I just remember being amazed at the.
What are the little
tech.
lines with the arrow on there mean?
What are you looking at?
On the computer.
Yeah, I don't know why that's being like that.
I don't know what you've got going on.
Our operating system.
But it scares me.
Well, let's see here. I had this over. Oh, that. I was doing research on a song.
Oh.
I'm glad you picked up on that.
IBM. That's right.
There you go. It had to be IBM.
Okay. I was getting confused there.
Do you remember? And I think that you did not have to have the startup disk with Windows. With Windows, it was built in on the board. Startup. I don't remember you having to use a startup 5 1/4 inch floppy disk. Joe needs y'all's help. What are you talking about, Greg? What did I miss?
I was looking back up here.
Yeah, the DOS commands. You had to know your certain boot up process words, the commands to search and all that. Deb will tell you, we went into debt for me to get a computer for school.
Oh.
And I will just tell you from the experience, probably not worth the
Yeah.
debt because it was just it was so new and nobody was using it. And the professors weren't accepting dot matrix printouts
Right. You
for
had to
papers.
still type it on
So,
a
yeah,
on a print on a
I could word
typewriter.
process it, but then I have to take it up to the station, type it out on the Selectrics.
Yeah.
Remember it's just, ow, is that right? Windows is 40 years old.
Bye, PJ. She's signing off. She's got to go to work.
Go to work, PJ. Thank you for watching in. That's incredible. So back to the movies. Goonies is 40. Pee-wee's Playhouse is 40. That's forgettable.
Do you remember the movie A View to a Kill?
A James Bond movie.
Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun.
Where is James Bond, by the way? We have not had a James Bond movie since 2021.
That's because Daniel Craig has kind of been on hiatus with it. I think they were talking about changing it out, and I don't know. That's part of it. Deb said that we didn't know what we were doing with it. Not entirely, but I mean it was helpful for the word processing. But the whole reason we plunked down and got the printer and a big box of spool fed, what was that called? The scrolling sheets. There's a word for that, and I've forgotten it. Anyway, the dot matrix would pull ribbon. I mean, it looked like I can't describe it.
Oh, Stephanie got her first Tandy computer. Was that Radio Shack? Was that their brand?
Good memory.
Tandy.
Man, some of you people are old.
Perforated. Yeah, it had the
but there's
that feed paper had
there's a word for that. I've grown too old to remember. What is the name of that?
Good morning, Christy.
Now I'm kind of curious. Fan fold or something.
Yeah.
Somebody help me remember. This is going to bother me all day.
It was the paper you could get for free to let the kiddos play with in church.
Kinda. Well, wasn't free.
It
to
is
everybody.
now.
Here we go. That's Mark Conklin with Make Way on the Sound of Home, KWFC. Having a lot of fun remembering what was all going on in 1985. We hadn't yet talked
40 years ago.
I know. It just doesn't seem possible. That's the year I got married. I didn't realize how old my wife is.
I didn't realize how old you were, Dave. Man.
How old my wife is. That's my point.
You married a child. She was a child bride.
I know it was the year that the Kansas City Royals won the World Series, their first one.
That was their last one? Have they won since then?
Yeah, they won one here just
okay.
Just
that's right.
9 years ago. Yeah, they're not due for another 21 years. So anyway, that's the conversation happening on our Friday Live. Just want to remind you that we've got the 21 Days of Prayer initiative going on, and you can join in the conversation and in the praying at 7:30 tonight. All the details about the plan. There's a very, very determined. There's an expectation that God, through the power of prayer among His people in this country, can make a difference, and we're behind that. We're championing the effort to pray specifically and intentionally on some of the great needs in our country. If you believe that things could improve and that prayer makes a difference, I'm inviting you to join us on the 21 Days of Prayer, kwfc.org. All the details. You can even print out the plan, be ahead of things. And then if you want, there's an 800 or there's a toll-free number. You can call in and be a part of the National Prayer Initiative, 21 Days of Prayer. Go to kwfc.org.
Man.
I think it's every 30 years, baby.
This morning is flying by.
Yeah. We're already 3 days into the new year.
Okay, are you ready? Are you ready for a question? We asked you guys, told you guys you could ask us anything.
Did you tell them that?
I did.
Okay,
but we reserve the right to refuse.
Did we get a question?
To answer.
Did we get somebody?
We have a question here, and I'm thinking about what my answer would be. I know what your answer will be.
What's that?
Your answer to everything Southern gospel music. Favorite Southern gospel artist or group right now?
Right now, current? That's really unfair.
Well, of all time. Favorite Southern gospel music or artist all time is
Well, you know my answer.
Cathedrals.
Yeah, I mean that's just going to be.
Yeah.
That's just going to be.
Yeah.
But that's not to say there aren't some amazing groups and artists now.
Well, and you've got the legacy of the cathedrals and the different artists that have been through for the cathedrals. When I think about my favorite, I have to be really honest. I'm not going to lie.
Don't lie to us.
I'm not going to lie.
It's not worth your integrity and your testimony.
I'm going to be really honest with you here. Are you ready for this?
Okay.
I'm fairly new to Southern gospel music.
Yeah, it's true.
Like within the last 5 years.
Yep. Yeah.
And so it's really hard for me.
What was your jam before? What was your
contemporary Christian? Contemporary.
Yeah.
Huge fan.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay.
But I mean, I made a commitment. It's been 30 years ago to listen to only Christian radio.
Okay.
So that's been my throw for a long time is Christian radio.
That'd be a great resolution for some, by the way.
It would be, especially, with the app and everything now, and you can listen to us all the time.
Yep.
But that was kind of my throw for a long time. So I became very much a fan of the contemporary Christian music. As far as Southern gospel, I love the quartets because I love the I grew up singing church choir with the soprano, the alto, the tenor, the bass.
Yeah.
And so the harmony,
right?
The harmony is amazing. But I'm loving our faith country throw.
Yeah.
I know when I first came here and some of the soloists were coming through, you were like, soloists don't usually do great in Southern gospel music, but I think Joseph has proven that wrong.
Yep.
Joseph had
no, there's some exceptions.
Yeah. I mean, Tate Emmons.
Right. Yeah.
And it kind of goes to who have I seen lately? I mean, Karen Peck holds a special place in my heart after getting to see her and meet her.
Well, you got your personal serenade. That's an influence.
Tributes the same way. Master's Voice after we had them in town.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I just had such a place in my heart for those guys and to hear some of their stories. So I can't say I have a favorite because I'm just learning to love them all so much.
Yeah, there's not in my mind as you say that, there's not a runaway. These guys are just so much above, there's not that.
No.
Back in the day, the cathedrals you could make that claim, but then you had Gold City, you had the Kingsmen in the mix there too. A lot of those fans, but I'm just as you say, you just always have your first love. Yeah. Cathedrals were my first love in gospel, and it's just kind of going to have that place in my heart. If I had to pick some of their up, they're really good contenders today. Tribute's got to be in that conversation. Tribute quartet.
Tribute's good. Gold
City right now. You can't find a better quartet out there. Power to Burn, high and low, solid. Yeah. I mean, they're just fantastic. So, but that's quartets. You mentioned Joseph, Lauren Talley, some just stand out talent. I've said this for a while. I would put our artists up against any other genre in this world.
And I will say this, after getting to know some more of the artists, I feel like our Southern gospel artists are the hardest working musicians I know.
Yeah. Well, and some of the best musicianship out there.
And they're not doing it for a love of music. They're doing it for a love of the Lord and wanting to share that gospel message. And I love that. I love that heart that's in it. Greg, you are always one of our favorites. Jack Armstrong and the Bible Tones were, but they've kind of fallen out of favor.
He's kidding. He's just been busy.
He's busy. I did message Jack earlier and ask him for proof of life.
Yeah, wellness check.
And this is what I got. Let me share it to you.
That's funny.
That's my wellness check on Jack Armstrong.
Presuming that picture wasn't taken weeks ago.
I mean, it could be a hostage photograph.
Whoever stole his phone.
That's been sent to me.
Did you see Kirsty's joke here?
What's her joke? Want to hear a joke? Is that appropriate? Why couldn't the toilet paper cross the road? Because it got stuck in a crack. I'm going to teach my 3-year-old granddaughter that. She will love it.
Kirsty, it's terribly inappropriate, but
we love it.
But terribly funny.
We love bathroom jokes. You should see our bathrooms here. We've got them decorated.
Tina's assertion that the best written songs still coming out. I got to say there's a truth that he was my brother and I. And James is an amazing musician. He's a creator. of music. Okay, there's some people that can pick up a piece of music and sing it or whatever. But James can write it, and he just knows he hears the parts, and he could literally just write it up. Anyway, we were talking about what was it that brought me into this conversation? Now I just brought it up for
our favorite artist.
Yeah,
hardest working artists.
What was it that brought me around to some comment he? Just the limited spectrum of music. There's like really only 13 notes.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Now we key change, and we sharpen, flat, and all the things we do to manipulate the 13 scale. But just think about there's somewhat of a limited range of notes to pick from, but how creative the mind of man. In my Bible reading, we were talking about Jubal, who was the one that started, who was the master of the harp and the flute, or the lyre and the flute in Genesis 4, 4, 5, somewhere in there. Anyway, we've had music for a good long while. It's one of the greatest gifts of God to us. And just imagine how bland and how just this life would be if we didn't have music. He just knew it.
There's so many research reports and studies showing how music is good for the mind.
Yeah.
And, children, if you want them to remember anything, the books of the Bible, one of the very first things we teach them is to music, songs, verses that are in song.
Yeah.
I still remember a lot of Bible verses that we learned in song. And music is very powerful to the mind and to the heart. So we're just thankful for what our musicians do.
Yeah.
And bringing us the gospel message.
Got some in the house here too, guys.
We do.
We're very, very thankful for the gift of God and the fact that you've turned it back over to him, and God encourages us through your gift. We're glad for that. Kirsty, tell me you're a plumber's daughter without telling me you're a plumber's daughter. I'll bet she has a lot more jokes. She just doesn't feel she can't share.
Yes. Hey, Kathy. Good morning. Tanya Rose.
Now he's just name dropping.
Yeah,
Greg's just name dropping there. Debbie, that's funny.
Number one plumber
in the number 2 business. Yep.
And is the New Year's toilet bowl thing still a thing?
Yeah, the worst of the bowls.
Yeah.
Now I got to tell you, some of these bowl games have blown me away. How they're getting blown away. I mean, you were talking about top ranked teams that are just not showing up.
I was all for Boise State and who was my other one? Oregon. And they both lost.
But Oregon was seeded number 1 in the whole thing. We got to talk. That is Bunny Mullins with an assist by the Gaither Vocal Band. Yeah, let me get the Gaither Vocal Band to back up
just
for my
to back
solo.
me up in this song.
Yeah, so what kind of polls Buddy got? Some pretty good music right there with the moment of hope. Dave and Paula with you. We're Friday live. If you want to join us in the conversation, just flashing back to 1985. It's hard to believe when we say 1985 that was 40
years ago.
That hurts.
You know what's 4 months from now?
And it makes everything else hurt.
40 years ago, 4 months from now is our big concert event. We've got 2 coming this year, Dave.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of you for being proactive and on the ball.
Oh, I'm always ahead of it.
Yeah. No, he's not. This is why I'm so proud of him. But we've got 2 big concert events coming, and we want you to be a part of them. First in April, we've got the Wisnits and Joseph Habedank coming to town. We're going to have them join us on our Friday Live.
Yeah, Susan peeked in for a little bit this morning. I don't know if she's still around.
We're going to have them on and have some conversations with them. And then later in the summer, I can't believe you pulled this one off.
There was some finagling and some dickering going on at the Ed Harper table. I'll just tell you that much. I mean, it was like, can we make this work?
But on July 11th, we're going to have Lauren Talley and
the Inspirations. Those guys that ran away with just about every category you can in the Singing Muse Fan Awards.
And at both of these events, we're going to have Artist Circle seats available. You can get concert tickets to the April event right now on our website at kwfc.org.
We'll play a little bit of this song here in a little bit.
We didn't talk about what we were doing on that break. I just kind of took it over and did something.
No, it's all good. You can't go wrong promoting the concert.
No. Greg Sullivan, we're playing your song right now.
Yeah. And we might let everybody listen in here in a minute. And
I've shared a few times.
Yeah.
This song came I've heard it the first. Well, I paid attention to it
Uh,
the first time when it just hit me when I was going through some junk.
yeah,
And I'm like, "God, what are you gonna do with me now?
yeah.
My life just stinks." Not to copy the conversation on the Friday Live, but it was kind of in the toilet.
You were in a hard
Uh,
spot for a little while.
yeah, and
Yeah.
Greg's song "Masterpiece," he's not done. He is never done. And the ultimate we're gonna be is in heaven
Yeah.
worshiping him. That's
Yeah.
what he's created us to do. This here, this is just cake until we get to heaven and are there to worship him.
Cake, just cake.
And it's been interesting because I like to look back at my memories on Facebook.
Yeah.
And at this time 6 years ago, I was saying goodbye to a friend, and in all my posts, I put in there, um, he's doing what God created him to do. He loved
Mm,
music. He's
mm,
doing what God created him to do.
it's good.
That's what we're created. That's the masterpiece that he's making us into. And I love this song.
Well, shall we listen in just a little bit?
Yeah, let's do.
Shall we do it? I'm not sure which one of these is the magical button.
Make a masterpiece of me. Savior, will I ever be complete? Lead me, Lord, each day, guide my feet. Now can I go and let the whole world see that my God is making a masterpiece of me?
Yeah, no, Dave, you can hit it.
No, don't want to ruin that.
Make a masterpiece of me. Oh, Jesus, make a masterpiece of me. Paint me like a sunset or a crystal sea. Oh, Jesus, make a masterpiece of me. Oh, Jesus, make a masterpiece. Oh, Jesus, make a masterpiece. Oh, Jesus, make a masterpiece of me. Of me.
Pretty good stuff there, Greg. Pretty good stuff, buddy. We love it here at KWFC for sure. That is good. I like it when he sings that last note. This vein kind of pops up just a little bit right.
Does it really?
No. Well, maybe when I try.
Oh, I was
Maybe
gonna
when
say,
I try.
did you see me trying to get Dave to hit
Yeah.
that note, Greg?
Yeah,
I
it's
was
not
trying to
pretty.
get him to hit
It's not pretty. It's like unto a cat in stress
it. Mm.
when I try.
Oh my goodness.
Stephanie talking about that song being very instrumental in her healing after a loss of her daughter.
Yeah.
The power of that music, Greg, that song has meant a lot to a lot of people. It's meant something to Paula, meant something to Stephanie. Probably a lot of people in this room have heard that and have enjoyed that, and are reminded that God's doing a work we don't always see. Just the image. Okay, have you ever seen these guys and sometimes gals that are they're in a sports event? They bring out the canvas. It's on this big easel. It's this big 4 by whatever. It's a big old piece of blank paper.
Mm-hmm.
And they start splashing colors on there and they're messing with it this way and they're pushing this and they kind of step back and they kind of put this there. And at the end of it.
No, wait, show me that again. They do what?
Similar to karate.
Sorry,
how I
he's
learned,
being serious and I can't.
My
Okay.
art teacher was also the karate instructor. So they put all the stuff. And I'm like, what are they doing? What are they doing? And then at the end, at the crescendo of the song playing in this big auditorium or big arena, they'll turn the thing upside down and they've painted a beautiful picture.
Yeah.
All right. Now, most of the time in life, I'm just saying, most of the time in life, we still are in that upside down position. We don't see it. We don't know, why is that color there? Why did that really tough brush stroke run through that part of the painting? We don't know until it's done.
Right.
That it's a masterpiece God's working on. I just find that a very, very We're
Well, no,
stirring
and
things.
to take that further, we're not ever going to know the impact we've had on anyone's life until we get to heaven. We'll never know.
Yeah.
So,
but Greg's getting a little kudos here.
yeah,
This side of heaven,
Greg,
he's getting a little bit of it. That's good. He should.
we are, and you deserve
deserves
it.
it.
So we're going to give it to you.
I'm gonna play the end of this song here too,
Oh,
because this
I like
Lee
this
Park
song.
Worship introducing a young talent. I got to see them at NQC this past September,
Mhm.
and the girl who leads on this is like 18, 19.
Oh,
She's
wow.
just a kid, and Shane Dunlap, is it Shane? I think that's right. Shane Dunlap is leading this. He's been involved in gospel music for a long time, good while anyway. And I didn't know he was involved in this group. And I think it's a group out of his church that he's the worship leader at. And so they got this traveling troupe, and they do a great job with the song. We'll play the end of it here in just a little bit, but just kind of catch up with the room and let you know how glad we are that you decided to spend your first Friday of 2025 with us.
Crazy. Now there's only 51 left.
Yeah.
We take away the 2 for fundraising season. For fundraising season. So that's 49 left. We take away we can probably just count on like 2 for holidays, days we're going to miss. So that's 47. We got about 45 solid Fridays left.
So if you just want to resolve now to not miss a one, that's all you're obligated for. We're not keeping attendance.
We're gonna. I started the opening of this by saying I had been researching some podcasts.
Yeah.
To make us better, to see what we need to do differently. So I learned a couple of things. Podcasts are pre-recorded and produced.
Yeah.
This is live, friends.
Yeah.
This is live.
You can tell by some of the jokes we've told today.
Yeah, there's no production. If the foot goes in the mouth, it's just there. It's just there.
It's true. You want to hear the end of this song?
Do you want to hear my joke of the day?
Yeah, spring it on us real quick.
So, Dave, my New Year's resolution was to stop putting my foot in my mouth so often.
Yes.
I bet yours was to lose weight.
Why wouldn't I run? Why wouldn't I run? Why wouldn't I go to my Father and rest in His love? How could I stay here in this place when He's waiting?
Jackie's comment.
Yeah, I like that. You see your wife's comment?
Oh, I can hear calling me to come. Why wouldn't I run? Why wouldn't I run?
Isn't that a sweet, pure little voice right there?
Love it.
Just enjoy Lee Park Worship. Got to meet those folks here last September at Pigeon Forge, and just beautiful, beautiful stuff right there on KWFC. Enjoying the beautiful music. We got some of the artists that bring us. In fact, one of the artists we just featured is in the Friday Live Room. Encourage you to join us if you can and when you can. We're just kind of challenging everybody just as often as you can. Invite a friend. How you build things and grow things is sharing it, and if you would share the experience, kind of invite people to peek in. We think we have fun. I mean, the folks that we've had some people come in and have to go to work, whatever, but a lot of people stuck in there and contributed to the conversation of things turning 40 in 2025.
It's crazy. Crazy. I'm not that old to remember things turning 40 in 2025.
Right.
Too young for that.
Yeah. Wait 5 years. Just wait. Your turn's coming. We've had a lot of fun with that. And thank you all for adding to the conversation, because it has been a lot of fun on our Friday Live experience. Hang in there with us. We're not done. Paul and I hanging around with you on the air for the next couple of hours here on The Sound of Home. Oh, it has been a lot of fun.
All right. Debbie Brown wants to know how long you've been working at KWFC. Which time?
Debbie? Right. Well, it's a kind of I started as a student in 1984, the year before I got married.
That was more than 40 years ago.
Been involved with KWFC radio for over 40 years. Now, I was 9 years in Arizona, but even when I was there, I still had a hand in doing some voiceovers.
Mhm.
I did some of the station IDs and those kinds of
But when you
things.
came back from
Yeah.
Arizona,
Yeah, it was almost like we just didn't miss a beat. I mean, just plugged right back in and ran. I mean, it was just crazy how seamless that part felt and kind of took off. It was crazy. Yeah, but to answer your question, since 1984, and I've been doing the morning show, sometimes co-hosted, sometimes not.
he prefers it not.
No, that's not true. That is not true.
I'm his favorite co-host he's ever had.
This year.
That was politically correct. That was quick. Good job on getting that in there. So no, since you've been back, so how long have you hosted the morning show?
Since 2003.
2003.
And it was the afternoon drive for a few years there, like 1989 to 94 before I went to Arizona. Came back in 2003 and began co-hosting. I guess we're in the weather break now.
You had one of those magic buttons pushed, didn't you?
Began co-hosting the morning show when we came back from Arizona to Springfield in summer of 2003.
Mm-hmm.
So 22 years.
My friend Julie is watching.
Yeah.
And I have something I need to say to Julie. I have told you to keep this weather up there. We keep it in Canada.
Is she?
We don't want it down here.
She dropped the ball. Sounds like, because we got it coming.
She opened the gate and she's letting it through.
Well,
and I'm not happy with you, Julie Smith.
Somebody told me the reason we're getting such harsh weather is that top strand of the barbed wire fence in Iowa has broken.
And well, this is North Dakota. And I keep telling her all the time, keep that up there in Canada. We don't want this down here.
Man, you want to talk about a flashback? Debbie Taylor's rehearsing some of the afternoon drive stuff that I did.
Drive time with Dave.
Drive time with Dave Taylor. Yep.
I love you too, Julie.
Have to share. Just don't feel compelled, Julie. You don't have to.
I mean, yeah, just keep it up. Keep it in Canada. We were going to come visit you, but the weather turned bad.
Again.
Still. Yeah, everyone be safe this weekend. There is some inclement weather coming to our area. Jackie, especially you up in the promised land. There will be gross stuff up there for sure.
Greg, you need to take Jackie up on this idea and learn how to paint while you're singing Masterpiece.
Or just have an artist come out and do it with you.
Or you could do that. You could do that. Sure would be fun. I mean, that would be really cool if you had an artist and maybe put it out there for a pastor. But the key to that thing is kind of timing out the painting to the song. So at the very end,
they could rehearse and do it.
Yeah. But I think that would be stirring. In fact, Greg, the next time we get you to Springfield, we may arrange such a thing.
You know what time it is?
It's 2025.
It's time to say goodbye.
I'm so glad we've had this time together to share a laugh. Thank you, Christy.
Debbie, is every day in your life a song? Does Dave have a song for everything at home? My son is like that. My son has a song for everything.
It's usually Discord.
Some things to continue to pray for in this area that we know of. We're praying for Lily today.
Yeah.
Our friend Shirley Franklin, you hear her some on the air. Her granddaughter Lily has CF and in the hospital in Columbia. She's 15 now, 16. I know she's in high school.
Yeah, that's right.
Beautiful little girl. She's lost quite a bit of weight with this round. And but pray for her. Continue to pray for Cooper and his healing. Pray for our friends Adam and Ashley. Both of them are sick. Adam is battling cancer. He's at KU Med. Our friends Randy and Tammy Raby are up at KU Med. He's battling leukemia. Had a bone marrow transplant, and just there's always that host versus graft issue that goes on there. And you have some friends that we've been praying for.
Brenda, particularly, she's been going through cancer treatment and just battling those, just some of the things. Bruno and his wife Martha
Yeah.
been going through
Yeah.
some pretty heavy
Bruno's
things.
not on here today, so
No.
definitely keep them in your prayer.
Yeah, I mean they're just precious people.
Yeah.
Just off the top of my mind, those needs going on. So I'm blessed right now. I'm in a great season of health and don't have those concerns. Got family things. All the, we all
Yeah.
have burdens, but aren't you thankful for the burden bearer? We had a toast, if you will, over the holidays, and we just kind of remembered something special from the previous year, and we shared that. And then at every holiday, there's somebody missing at the table. I've never known a Christmas that somebody was missed. I mean,
Right.
it was just all of us have people we miss and look forward to. But the toast was, life is always changing, but our hope rests in the unchanging one. And he's always
perfect.
the same. I think it's your turn to word our prayer, and you get the privilege of being our first prayer.
The first prayer. Yes,
2025.
Gail, we're continuing to pray for Keith and so many of our friends. God, we are just so thankful that we can come to you on this first Friday of 2025, a new year. May our hope and our strength in you be renewed. You are the unchanging God, and boy, what an honor it is to be able to serve you, and a privilege. And Lord, I just ask that in everything we say and do this year and every day this year, that we will glorify you, give you the honor, give you the praise. We pray for our friends that are sick and hurting, the ones that have been listed, the ones that haven't. God, we just pray for your hand of mercy and peace and comfort during this time of sickness. And we love you. There's so many uncertainties right now with the winter weather. We pray for safety of our friends, and just people to be smart during this cold front that's coming through. Lord, we love you. We praise you, and man, we are so grateful and so thankful for all that we get to do and all that you do for us. Jesus, it's in your precious name that we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you guys so much. Yes, Sherry, we're praying for our nation. That's part of what the 21 days of prayer is about. If you want more information on that, go to our website, because it's got the link to their YouTube channel,
right,
the phone number. I watched him this morning on last night on their YouTube channel, and that was really neat just to kind of scroll through and watch a bit of it.
Yeah, they brought different leaders in the church.
Yeah, and
together.
our Linda Morrison, our very own prayer line, Linda Morrison, is taking part in this. I kind of seems like every day, but I know most days. So we're proud of Linda, and she's got. If you ever wonder about the heart of prayer in this ministry, that woman is our leader, and she is fearless, and she is a prayer warrior.
She moves heaven when she prays.
Yes, yes.
All right, y'all. We love you. What a great way to start the year together. We did mess up, though. We didn't have our little noisemakers and little hats.
We didn't have our party hats. I forgot my bell.
Well, you're in charge of those things, too. I'm really kind of upset that you didn't get that.
I can't do everything, Dave.
Well, you can do some things, though. All right. We love y'all. God bless you. Have a happy new year. We'll see you next Friday.